I just realized, well, not just realized, but a couple of minutes ago, I realized that you can find multiple examples in nature of losing your life to find it, or multiple, well, losing your life to find it, and the laws of survival not being a factor. How can I, no, let me say that differently. You can find in nature multiple examples, or lots of examples, of the survival instinct not being the primary instinct. And that is when parents of a being feel like they're, well, parents of an offspring, parents of some type of animal or person, feel like their child or their children are threatened. In some cases, they will sacrifice their lives, not just defend, not just risk their lives to protect their children, but they will sacrifice their lives to protect their children. And that goes against the law of survival, which is supposed to be like the number one law that nature follows. But I feel like in that moment, or in those moments of a parent or any being risking their life or sacrificing their lives to save another, they are becoming something else, or they have become something else, or something other than what they were physiologically. Or at least the process has started. They are not the same. I think that that may have even started at birth, or at the birth of their children, where they knew intuitively that they would give up their life for their child or for their offspring. That goes against the law of nature, according to the known laws that we say are laws, I believe. So that needs to be factored in. We are, or we can be, predatorial hunters or prey or potential prey for some predator, but we are also something else. We have the potential to become something else, or to move in a direction that is beyond simple survival as we know it. Survival of flesh, or survival of our flesh, or protecting our protectors of our flesh. I think this should be thought about and remembered. I think it deserves quite a bit of thought, especially considering how, I find it pretty interesting and amazing how out of all the beings, not all the beings, but I think most beings that exist, it seems like like humans or people or whatever have a higher tendency to, or might display a higher tendency to harm or not protect their young, as opposed to uh, animals or other animals or beings. I feel like we're part animal in some way, and part, I don't know, part creator being, or it's hard to, I don't know. But back to what I was saying, I kind of went off the subject of what I wanted to talk about. I said in the previous video that I didn't know of an example in nature where we, where beings showed that they were, um, that they were willing to give up their lives or lose their lives, something like that. And then I remembered that there were countless examples of that most of us are aware of, in some cases firsthand. So that strengthens, my point is that strengthens what I was talking about. We we survival is a significant emotion, and it should be valued. But the question everybody must ask is, should our, at what point, at what point should we put aside our survival, or survival of one life for another, whether that be the lives of ourselves over others as it relates to our physical safety or the lives of others and ourselves as it relates to our spiritual safety. By spiritual safety, I'm talking about the loss of our integrity. Losing our integrity. Will we lose our integrity to save our lives? And if so, how much? How much integrity can a person lose or give up before they're just unworthy of being related to the side of good and what's righteous? That's a question for all of us to ask ourselves. And we better be honest with ourselves. We should ask ourselves these questions every day. Because it's like, I mean, to me, it's rarely cut and dry or black and white, where a situation, I won't say rarely, but I'll say it's easy to see if a situation, if somebody says, choose the side of darkness or the side of light. I mean, that's pretty obvious. And that, I mean, that's if I don't think people even talk like that as far as like it being a real proposition. Either choose the side. Which side do you choose? The side of light or the side of darkness? Choose now. That's not. I don't think that's how it works. For the most part, I mean, it's just how it works is how it works normally is we're presented with a series of decisions throughout the day or series of options throughout the day or throughout our days, and we make our choices, and it's up to the individual to decide whether or not they're overall making the right choices or the wrong choices. Are they overall continually selling out uh, their better selves or selling out their integrity, or are they somehow like upgrading their lives? These aren't easy answers. I mean, these aren't easy things to think about. I mean, we've had to do jobs sometimes where we may think, okay, I'm doing good work or at least neutral work, and then we find out we were used as an agent for the dark side or darker forces. It reminds me of a time I was sent to some city. I forgot where it was. I think it was possibly, I don't know, it's like Panorama City. No. I was sent somewhere. at least, I don't know, somewhere maybe like 10 to 30 miles east of like Gardena, and somewhere in that direction, to do just like some work for a day. And I found out that my company had contracted, my company had a contract, or the company I was working for, CPS, was contracted to do one day, and I was that guard. And the work was just to stand around just in case something bad happened. So you might ask, what bad could happen? What was the situation? The situation was, um, this company decided within a couple of days, or a day or two, to lay off all of the, like, everybody, just get rid of everybody within like 2 or 3 days or something like that. Is when they made that decision. No, I think it was even quicker. Like, I think maybe even that day. It may have even been that day where they just found out. They just found out, like none of you are gonna work here anymore. And you had people who had been working there like 10 years. So that's what they contracted me to do, to just be there in case something uh, bad happened. So here I am in the parking lot, and you have all these people giving each other goodbye hugs and talking and looking over at me. And they would occasionally say something to me or talk to me. I mean, nobody was really rude to me, but the energy. The energy I felt. What I felt just being there, as almost like a. It's like I pretty much felt like I was used as an enforcer for the wrong side. And I told my company after that. I told them, I said, man, don't ever send me somewhere like that again. I never want to do work like that. I was serious, and I made sure he knew I was serious. Don't ever send me anywhere like that. Anyway, so I understand doing work that may have seemed like it was reasonable work or not that bad, but you find out later or during that, it was bad work. So all I can say is, it's up to us as individuals to at the very least make sure that we are trying to be on the side of good or goodness overall. How do you do that? Make sure you're being the best person you believe you can be in this life. Even that may sound vague, but it's definitely better than just living for appetites, living just to living day to day specifically to find new and better things to put in your stomach, or to watch, or to drink, or to get inside of, or to get inside you, if you know what I mean. So that's not going to, well, I think I said it already. Having some awareness of what you're doing is a step in the right direction. And believing that you're here, well, just questioning why you're here and what's the best thing you can do. What's the best thing you can be doing while you're here?